good evening. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? 1 second. I need to plug my phone in. This is my computer, not yours. There we go. How y'all doing today? I love eating meat. We have the meat. So did the meatworm. 2 sentence horror stories. Are we doing these again? Baga. Anyway, welcome back. How y'all doing? We're doing a little bit more SCP reading because I've only got video 2 tomorrow. So I need to pre-record. I need to get recording, baby. Adding the text work back into the video has made it take a little bit longer to make videos again. Yeah, I know. I know it's no effort. How you doing, Veronica Staten and Freddy? How y'all doing tonight? Today we have 7 mid to short SCPs. They're going to be reading all of them, but one is actually a request. One of them I thought was really funny, so I grabbed it. Good, that's good to hear. Meatworm is truly the scariest being. You imagine a worm made out of raw meat? Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Dear 01, der Fleischwurm. Indeed. Yeah, random channel stuff. My SCP, or not my SCP, my stream clip project. I use Vegas, so it has like its own like project file. The project file that I use to edit like the clips out of streams somehow turned itself into a PNG. Deleting all of my clips from the month that I have saved, because I saved them to make a monthly clip compilation. Just turned itself into a PNG and took everything with it. I don't know how the hell that happened. Freaking PNGs, I know, right? The funniest shit ever. It really was funny. I'm up in the air if I'm going to continue shorts or clip compilations. I might. I don't know. I'm starting to resign myself to the fate of being an SCP channel again. Ugh. 2020 really never ends. Selected altered item, it turns videos into PNG. I know, right? It deleted the backup file and turned the project itself into a PNG. I was so mad. But oh well. Anyway, like I said, we have 7 articles that we are going to be reading today. If you peek into the description, you'll see them, because I will be doing all of them, so no sense in adding them after the fact. So, wha-bam. Hello. Let's do a quick overview of what we will be reading. SCP-979, Stoneware Rabbit. SCP-4350, I See Yellow People. SCP-1745, Phantom Helicopter. SCP-5756, The Breach That Keeps on Breaching. SCP-7699. Don't look at this. Our Quiet Death. JJJ-JJJ-J. J joke. SCP-ZZZZ-J is a good one to end on. Hello, Dr. Casper Weeble. Hello. It is me, your guide through the SCP. Enemy helicopter inbound. Covenant dropship coming in. So these are the 7 that we will be doing. If we have extra time at the end, maybe I'll add another short one on. But this should carry us till next Friday, which I'll also be doing more readings going forward, like through this week. I'm gonna try and speed edit these. Alright. Let's get about ready, shall we? Let's prep. 5756 and 7699. Yeah. They both came up. This one I didn't see any extra things to press. That didn't take me to another SCP, so. Because I'm doing the text again, I have to give myself some extra time to do longer ones. Anyway, let me clean my mouth out. I had Alfredo with broccoli and chicken for supper, and it was really good. Breacher keeps on breaching. 5756 is a constant reminder. Why the fuck is this on here then? Oh. I seem to have accidentally grabbed the wrong article. Thank you for telling me. Huh. Please disregard, I am stupid. We're not doing 5243 tonight. How the fuck did I manage to mess that up? Did you? Yep, I messed that up somehow. Oh well. Fix now. Thank you, Veronica. Also, I need to go turn the air conditioning on. It's getting hot. Please leave on your clothes. All right. Let us begin. Stoneware Rabbit. Item number SCP-979. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. All individuals suspected of being exposed to SCP-979 must be reviewed for changes in psyche. SCP-979 itself should be contained in a wire cage and plastic flooring, approximately 5 meters in length, height, and width. As SCP-979 does not produce waste, there is little need for any bedding. However, SCP-979 should be given a water dispenser of 150 milliliters, refilled daily to prevent drying out. Also, SCP-979 is allowed one shelter in its cage, consisting of commercial plastic of any color made for medium to large members of the Leporidae family, normally sold in pet shops for companionship. SCP-979 is to be monitored with a hidden camera 24 hours a day. Should SCP-979's behavior change in any way, it is to be logged and reported to a Level 3 or higher personnel. Description: SCP-979 is an animated stoneware figurine in the shape of a member of the family Leporidae. SCP-979 shows subtle differences from traditional members of Leporidae, including but not limited to the ability to express emotion through facial changes and posture that is congruent with typical human reactions. SCP-979 lacks proper anatomy, with its ears and back legs being too long and large, and therefore has extreme difficulty with normal movement. The behavior of SCP-979 shows some sentience, but it generally only reacts to any stimuli with fear and/or avoidance. Any other reaction must be reported to Level 3 or higher personnel. SCP-979 emits a high-frequency noise in response to any stimuli. The volume appears proportionate to SCP-979's level of distress. Extended proximity to SCP-979 causes synesthesia of all senses, typically manifesting after 4 hours and escalating after 4 hours and escalating over a variable period of approximately 3 weeks. Exposure to the noise produced by SCP-979 has been shown to increase the rate at which synesthesia develops. However, recordings have failed to replicate the effect, and, as such, the noise is not believed to be the primary cause. The first sense to be affected is typically hearing, although the reason is unknown. Humans exposed to SCP-979 tend to describe a whispering, rustling voice associated with the sensation of touch, and will avoid any physical contact with anything as much as possible. Typically, this first effect appears approximately 10 minutes after exposure. Within 1 week, exposure to SCP-979 causes synesthesia in at least 3 senses, although which 3 tends to be dependent on the specific person. A level of psychosis appears to develop at this stage, although whether or not it is from mental disturbance of the synesthesia or something else is unknown. The only recorded personnel, hereby labeled SCP-979-V1, exposed to SCP-979, described symptoms similar to high anxiety, most notably the recurring thought of an imagined entity almost touching their skin at all times. Especially so during nights, in which the exposed personnel reporting a belief of the imagined entity running any number of limbs up and down their body, just above skin contact. After the passing of approximately 2 weeks, synesthesia caused by SCP-979 spreads to all senses, although certain senses appear to be less intrusive than others, depending on the specific patient. In SCP-979-V1, the previous recurring thought of the imagined entity became an obsession, and SCP-979-V1 regularly attempted to attack the imagined entity, with apparently little success. all inquiries on the appearance of the imagined entity were unsuccessful. SCP-979-V1 attempted suicide approximately blank times during this period, and developed severe insomnia. In addition, SCP-979-V1 described hallucinations of the aforementioned entity, now almost licking their skin, along with other types of contact such as kissing, stroking, and redacted. At no point does SCP-979-V1 describe actually being touched. Within 3 weeks, the synesthesia develops fully in all senses. SCP-979-V1 had extreme difficulty dealing with any kind of sensory information, mind regularly blocking out senses due to overload. SCP-979-V1 displayed behavior similar to SCP-979 itself, and appeared to attempt interaction with hallucinations before falling into a catatonic state. Afterwards, no other progression was shown until a period of 5 weeks, in which the subject was discovered with a large gash in his torso, organs having been pulled from the body cavity. It is unknown how such a wound came to SCP-979-V1. SCP-979 was found in blank, Chile. SCP-979 was featured in an exhibition by an artist under the pseudonym of The Kind Man in the blank museum. After news reports of hallucinations and an outbreak of synesthesia, SCP-979 was placed under Foundation custody. Addendum: Interview Log 979-1. Begin log.
Good morning. Please identify yourself. Morning already? Well, last I checked, my name was...
Blank.
Don't you white-coated bastards have a record of this shit lying around? The time is exactly 9:07 a.m. Please explain for the recording how last night went. What, you didn't see it? Nothing recorded last night was particularly unusual. However, your behavior... You didn't fucking see it? It was hovering over me the whole damn time! At least...
Redacted.
Things just barely touching me. I could feel it. When it's not the fucking whispering, it was the colors, the damn smells. Ain't there a way you can reverse this synthesia bullshit? I've seen you psychopaths do things that make reality shit itself, for Christ's sakes. Please go into further detail of last night's events according to your perception. Note the camera only caught your erratic behavior before Agent...
Blank.
was forced to intervene. You've gotta be shitting me. With all that fucking technology, you couldn't... Please answer the question. What did you see last night? It ain't seeing a thing, Doc. It was feeling a thing. It was like I fucking breathed too hard. I'd touch whatever the thing was. It was so damn close. Just watching me and hovering. Could hear it saying something right in my ear. Bastard's fucking with me, he is. I could feel his smell. It was like the static of the dust on a TV screen, but that little tingling is going in you right here.
Blank touches his sternum.
And it just builds up till you have to take a breath, and I swore on my life I almost felt the bastard's hand. Tentacle thing. He's on me right now. Can't you fucking see it?
Blank grows increasingly agitated and begins noticeably hyperventilating.
Oh, God. Man, I feel it now. Fuck. Make it stop. Make it stop!
Blank begins to attempt to slam his face into the side of the interview table, presumably in a suicide attempt. After repeated orders to stop were ignored, Agent Blank administered a sedative and took the subject back to his observation chamber. End log. Yippee! Yippee, Satan. I'm considering whether to keep doing the radio thing. Because I'm wondering if, like, we come up with an article that has an interview, and it's got, like, a funny sounding SCP.
Like something that sounds like this.
Makes me wonder if it'd get in the way. I like the radio thing. I do too, but I can't do multiple effects at the same time. Like,
I can't do this and the radio at the same time.
Or this.
Or this.
I don't know, I'll probably keep doing the radio. Made a great deep voice there. Oh, you know it's my real voice too. Damn right it is. Welcome to Vardenfell, Outlander. Get the fuck out. What's Sarah? Alvin? Alvin! Ever become a VTuber, I'm going to become like a cyberpunk robot.
And I'm just going to use Trauma Medic for the entire time. Now there's a character for you.
Anyway, this was a fun one. This thing's a freak, dude. This little shit's a freak. Alvin! VTuber win, lol. When I get enough money to afford someone that isn't trying to sell me a scam. Maybe. I don't know. I'm enjoying the little PNG. It's a lot easier to dress up a PNG than it is a VTuber model. Should be read in this order: 5243, 5956, and then 7243. Okay. In this order. Okay. Yeah, Casper, yeah. These can be done, like new outfits can be done in like a couple days. Trying to add a new outfit to a VTuber model? You're looking at weeks, if not months of work. Depending on the complexity of the model. I don't know. It's also less intrusive with just the PNG to do this. But But if I had a VTuber model that moved around, it'd be a little bit more intrusive to just delete it. Like I do in cutscenes, so that it's easier to see. It's also a pretty good indication of whether or not I'm muted. That's the thing going into the future. Like if you ever see the Weeble not on the screen, if it's not the starting soon, I'm muted. Give me rent? No, give me rent. All right. Let's move on to the next. All right. The Breach trilogy. That's gonna be a whole day's worth of reading, isn't it? Anyway. I see yellow people. I see yellow people. Item number SCP-4350. Object class neutralized. Footnote: formerly Euclid. Level 2/4350. Classified. Assigned Site: Site 48. Site Director: Director Linda Lutz. Research Head: NA. Assigned Task Force: NA. Special Containment Procedures. As of June 1st, 2010, the containment procedures regarding SCP-4350 instances have been discontinued. The following containment procedures have been archived for historical reference. Original Containment Procedures. All SCP-4350 instances within the legally defined boundaries of Laurel Creek, California, USA, are to be removed from the respective vehicle, replaced with Foundation-approved glass replacements, and stored in standard storage lockers at Site 48. The owners of affected vehicles are to be administered Class B amnestics. Description: SCP-4350 is the collective designation for the stock window panes of the 8th generation Mitsubishi Galant. When an individual looks through an SCP-4350 instance when within the city of Laurel Creek, California, USA, they will be able to perceive humanoid-shaped entities. The entities, designated SCP-4350-1, are yellow in color and estimated to be 4 meters tall. They can be photographed and videotaped through SCP-4350 instances. Instances of SCP-4350-1 do not possess any facial features or bodily orifices, and are thin and translucent. SCP-4350 instances will continue to reveal SCP-4350-1 instances when removed from the vehicle. The number of instances visible will vary based on the location from which they are viewed. None have been observed outside of Laurel Creek. Discovery: on March 30th, 2010, Site 48 Agent Charles Chaudhry rented a 2003 Mitsubishi Galant after his original vehicle was stolen. When driving through Laurel Creek, Agent Chaudhry reported perceiving SCP-4350-1 instances outside of the vehicle. Repeated test drives by other Foundation personnel confirmed the anomaly. The vehicle was purchased from the rental company and stored within Site 48 on April 6, 2010. It was discovered that the windows of the vehicle are responsible for the anomaly, and not the vehicle itself. The SCP-4350 instances were removed and stored in standard containment lockers. The vehicle was fitted with alternative glass panes and is currently used as a Foundation transport. Addendum 1. The following interview with SCP-4350-1 instances took place on May 13th, 2010. Transcript 4350-1. Interviewer: Agent Aristandos Arata. Interviewed: Instances of SCP-4350-1. Forward: Agent Arata is seated within a parked Mitsubishi Galant installed with SCP-4350 instances, facing north in a parking lot in Laurel Creek. The vehicle is under surveillance from nearby personnel. Dashboard cameras have been set up within the cabin, facing the outside. Begin log.
Alright, Control. I'm in the vehicle. You can see some tall yellow entities outside.
Video feed shows an SCP-4350-1 instance standing outside, approximately 7 meters east from the vehicle. Outside video feed does not display the instance.
Attempt direct contact with the yellow entity. Okay, Control. Excuse me? Can you hear me? I'd like to have an interview with you.
The SCP-4350-1 instance appears to be startled by the exclamation. It begins to walk towards the vehicle. Agent Arata can be heard from the outside video feed, with no instance visible.
Control, the entity is currently walking towards the vehicle.
The SCP-4350-1 instance stops 1 meter from the vehicle, and appears to bend down and peer through the right front window.
Hello there? Are you able to understand what I'm saying?
The SCP-4350-1 instance kneels down onto the ground and continues to look into the vehicle.
Something's happening. Agent Arata, are you okay? What's going on? I got this intrusive thought in my mind. It's like a written message, but I don't know if it's because of the entity. What did the message say?
Agent Arata winces again. The SCP-4350-1 instance is still present, and appears to cock its head to the left.
Get another message, Control. Wait, so I skipped. I think the message is... Can you see us? I'm gonna respond. Yes, I can see you. I'd like to ask some questions.
The SCP-4350-1 instance is joined by another instance, which sits to the vehicle's left and peers in.
Get another message, Control. It says, do you know what we are? No, I do not know what you are. Could you tell me?
3 more SCP-4350-1 instances gather around the vehicle.
Okay, I got an answer back. It's... You should not be able to see us. Could you tell me why I shouldn't be able to see you? Could you tell me why shouldn't I see you?
The SCP-4350-1 instances continue to watch the vehicle.
Have you received a response? Yeah, it was... We have not seen this glass before. We must... adapt to it?
The 5 SCP-4350-1 instances move The 5 SCP-4350-1 instances move closer to the vehicle and stretch their arms forward.
The entities are currently heading towards the vehicle.
The SCP-4350-1 instances make contact with the vehicle. The SCP-4350 instances begin to rattle. Outside footage displays the glass rattling for no apparent reason.
The glass is shaking. They're putting thoughts in my head about the new glass matrix.
The glass continues to rattle.
Please step away from the vehicle. I do not wish you any harm.
The SCP-4350-1 instances suddenly begin to evaporate from view of the windows.
What the? Control, the entities are disappearing.
The instances continue to evaporate. The SCP-4350 instances cease to rattle.
The entities are no longer visible.
No SCP-4350-1 instances can be seen through the SCP-4350 instances.
Exit the vehicle. We're ending the interview.
End log. Addendum 2. Following the interview, no SCP-4350-1 instances have been perceived despite multiple attempts. SCP-4350 was reclassified as neutralized on June 1st, 2010. Recently completed analysis of SCP-4350 instances revealed that their chemical makeup does not match any other known glass. Further research revealed that the Mitsubishi Corporation produced the unique glass through an experimental technique that was quickly discontinued. The glass was only installed in 8th generation Mitsubishi gallants manufactured at the DSM manufacturing plant in Normal, Illinois, USA. The exact chemical makeup has not been used since. Whatcha? Neat. They're ghosts. Talk about a ghost in a machine, eh? Well, now. If it isn't a regular jokester. Halfway through that, my throat started to get really dry and scratchy. And tickly. It got really annoying to read. And when I started, I showed up with a whole bottle of water. I'm almost out. I drink so much water when I read, dude. It's a good way to stay hydrated, honestly. If I was blue, I bleed. Bleed blue blood. Disgust. Gross. Bro. Anyway. There's 2 down. How you all feeling tonight? Don't mind me, I'm just vibing. Music's still playing, right? 2? Yeah. Okay, sometimes I need to go through I need to get a different playlist. I really like Cry of Your music, but some of the songs have really bad dead air. Into the next altered item, of course. OOPs. In essence, what you're left with are OOPs. Alright, we're going on to 1745. It's about a helicopter. Helicopter, helicopter. Man, that's a meme no one's going to understand, is it? That's a meme, that's a reference no one will get. Hell yeah. A flying TV. A safe encased in a shield of debris. Safe that's encased in a shield of debris. Alrighty. Anyway, we're in for the Danny Phantom helicopter now. So, let's get ready to rumble! Phantom helicopter. Item number, SCP-1745. Object class, Keter. Special containment procedures. SCP-1745 is to be contained on site at Zone 457. At no time is any electronic equipment to be brought within 1 kilometer of SCP-1745. An array of 20 radio broadcasting units are to be arranged in a circle 10 kilometers from the center of Zone 457. At all times, the unit furthest from SCP-1745 must broadcast, while all others remain silent. Both telescopic and satellite-based observation of SCP-1745 must be maintained continuously. Any breach by SCP-1745 constitutes the immediate implementation of Contingency Goranich A. Description. SCP-1745 is an intangible Soviet helicopter. Superficially, it is identical to the MIL-Me-24D, also known by its NATO designation, Hind. Though it appears to be entirely incorporeal, traversing through any and all physical obstructions, with no observed effect on either body. Given its absence of mass, the reason for its visibility is unclear. In addition, SCP-1745 generates noise consistent with a non-anomalous aircraft of identical make, despite no clear source of the sound. The apparent condition of the aircraft varies between featuring severe damage, though this does not affect its flight or maneuverability, and being pristine. SCP-1745's presence causes immediate damage to all electrical circuitry within an approximately 300-meter radius. The exact cause of this damage is unknown, though it universally demonstrates signs of severe overheating. Due to this, close-range electronic observation, recording, and testing of SCP-1745 is generally impossible. SCP-1745 appears to be attracted to artificial radio signals. How it determines whether or not these signals are artificial and whether it is able to decipher/comprehend the content of said signals is undetermined. While this aspect of SCP-1745 is allowed for the implementation of current containment protocols, it also presents a clear danger. Due to its tendency to be drawn to human civilization, its indestructible and intangible nature, and its adverse effect on electronic equipment, a breach of SCP-1745 could potentially result in an arcade technological collapse. SCP-1745 was transferred to Foundation custody by Russian correspondent Redacted in 1994, following a series of potential breach events. Previous containment protocols developed by GRU Division P psychotronics, were adopted by Foundation staff, and all available documentation on SCP-1745's history prior to 1994 was obtained from this exchange. Presently, it is believed that SCP-1745 originates from a MiL-Me-24D helicopter, piloted by GRUP agents and shot down over Redacted in 1979. Due to open hostilities between Redacted and the Soviet Union at the time, it is not believed that the attack targeted the GRUP specifically. While the incident yielded no survivors from on board the vehicle, a series of documents were recovered from a titanium case within the wreckage. The following is an excerpt from said documentation, translated from Russian. Entry blank, 1979. The artifact was brought in today. Unusual mineral composite. Silicon, magnesium, iron. The trajectory of the impact crater is still being analyzed. Based on audio logs, the collision must have occurred at 05:23 hours. So we should be able to get some vague idea of its origin. In any case, a full battery of tests haven't uncovered anything distinctly unnatural about the object. We're removing to primary storage. Entry blank, 1979. I don't know what the men are blathering about. I awoke this morning to be told that there's a firefly loose in the sector. Upon hearing this, I was equal parts, why do I care? And how could there be a firefly here? I ordered a full search of the area, the labs, the dorms, the mess room. Nothing. Everyone seems convinced it was here, though. So convinced that they apparently didn't notice the damage to our equipment. 3 computers with burnt-out circuits, and no one can tell me how it happened. First the uneventful asteroid, and now this. Man is going to shut us down if this continues. I swear, those assholes assigned me a bunch of buffoons to this sector. Now one of our electron microscopes is broken. Fuck. Entry blank, 1979. Well, I guess I owe them an apology, but we have much more important things to address. We found it in the communications center. Really, it's just a levitating ball of light. It doesn't appear to have any mass at all. But testing is impossible. When we tried to touch it, it went berserk, and a nearby light fixture burnt out. We can't afford to let it destroy the communication room, so I've ordered everyone to stay out of there for the time being. This is really a mess. Entry blank, 1979. This explains how our equipment was destroyed. It only seems to go nuts when it's in danger, or rather perceives itself to be in danger. As long as we move gently and carefully around it, there's no problem. It's even rather friendly, and we'll hover up to our staff to brush against them. Naturally, we ran the people in contact with it through all the usual tests. There wasn't any sign of an adverse reaction. Its body, I guess, is warm, 45 degrees centigrade. Staff are still calling it the Firefly. We still don't know why it wants to stay in the communication room. Did it come from the asteroid? We have no way of knowing, but it's too likely to be a coincidence. Perhaps this mess won't be entirely unproductive. Entry blank, 1979. New discovery. It's attracted to radio signals, that's why it won't leave our communication room. It seems only drawn to man-made radio signals, why I can't say. We're looking into possible applications for this thing, but we don't have much on that end yet. Command isn't pleased about the wrecked equipment, though the discovery of the Firefly has at least kept them interested. That interest won't last long, though, if we can't find some use for it. I hope they don't send a neutralization order. Entry blank, 1979. Searching for applications is going nowhere. This is somewhat hampered by the fact that the staff are coddling with it, and that's a distraction that's hard to avoid. It has that effect on everyone. I was up late working and I fell asleep on the desk. It started nudging up against me in my sleep and I woke up. Stayed up for another hour at least, just sitting in its glow and warmth. No working, just sitting there. It seemed like it was resting against me. Does it sleep? I think it's a child. Maybe it listens to human radio signals because it recognizes them as meaningful. I don't have any real basis for this. It just came to me while I was up last night. I think it's just like listening to someone reading a book. Entry blank. 1979. We received orders from command today to bring the Firefly in. Nobody wants to see it go. I can hardly blame them. It's just about the only thing that keeps us happy around here. I've had a lot of time to think lately. The reasons we came out here, the reasons I joined this division. Can't really remember why. I mean, I know why, but not why. The Firefly, it doesn't concern itself with things like this. Or maybe it can't. That must be nice. I just feel as though things should be simpler. Why does everything have to be so complicated? Why does there have to be so many levels to everything? What do the levels even mean? What are we doing here? The anomalous artifact the aircraft was transporting was not recovered from the wreckage, and is believed to have been destroyed. The research sector mentioned in the documentation was destroyed by an unknown party. The extraterrestrial object recovered by GRUP operatives remains unaccounted for. Helicopter, helicopter. Gru from Despicable Me. He was also vaguely Eastern European. Hello, Derby. How are you? Do you know about the gift Schreiber? No. I do not. You know what I do know, though? I'm out of water, and my throat is sore. So I'm gonna be right back. Yeah, get up, get a drink, all that good stuff. We'll be right back. I return with delicious water. That was a cute article, I think. In my opinion. So it seems to be this guy. I'm assuming he used with the Wisp to become the helicopter and is trying to make things simple. Narrativistics in you. Do you know the number? Or is that a tail? Helicopter, helicopter. Tail. All right. Narrativistics and you. On the list of things to read. I'll get through it eventually. Yeah, let me show you all something. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Here's my reading list, by the way. These are two that I need to do immediately. These are the ones we're doing tonight. These are all of the current requests. These are the ones that you said to do in a specific order. And these are all of the other ones that I have to do. It might be a while before I'm done. Delicious. Uh-oh, yeah. That backlog has been growing since 2019. There are articles that I have on that list that I was asked to do 5 years ago. And it's just been growing. And it's growing again now that I'm reading again. Anyway. Let's move on. Oops, I accidentally closed it. Open that shit back up. I need my reading list so I could read the article, Dave. Ugh. 5 years? Yeah, since 2019. It's 2014. Or 2024. Wish it was 2014. It's 2024, dude. Creepy music plays. Old. So old. Anyway. Next. The constant reminder. SCP-5756. Level 2 restricted. Containment class. Safe. Disruption class. Blam. Risk class. Notice. Special containment procedures. Special containment procedures. Occurrences of SCP-5756 are to be reported to the Chief of Security and Containment. Presently, our PINSAC. And affected items confiscated thereby. Update 2017-09-10. 2017 September 10th. Technician JM64 is hereby prohibited from using SCP-50. Technician JM64 is hereby permitted. Technician JM64 is hereby prohibited from using SCP-56. Oh my god. Technician JM64 is hereby prohibited from using SCP-70. Oh. Technician JM64 is hereby prohibited from using SCP-5756-A. Footnote. What he doesn't know can't hurt him. Ibanez, Chief D. Description. SCP-5756 is a phenomenon affecting Personal Storage Locker 4B of Site-43's Janitorial and Maintenance Section. hereafter SCP-5756-A. Annually, items stored within SCP-5756-A are corrupted by SCP-5756. This phenomenon is rare and poorly understood. Discovery. After completing his shift on 2013 September 7th, Technician JM64, Philip E. Deering, returned his custodial uniform, work boots, and ID card to his designated personal storage locker. JM64 then retired to his quarters for the evening and remained there to the following day as per annual protocol. Prior to his next shift, JM64 accessed his storage locker to find that, from the waist down, his required uniform had been converted into a lab red coat. His required uniform had been converted into a red lab coat. He reported this occurrence to his supervisor, who observed that the converted material was typical of standard applied occultism vestments. Footnote: Site 43's Applied Occultism section studies the practical use of esoteric materials. Addendum 5756-1 Incident Logs. Further SCP-5756 occurrences are listed below. Incident Log 5756-B. Date: 2014, September 9th. Officer of Record, D. Ibanez, Chief without portfolio. Footnote: Chief Ibanez had recently resigned from her security and containment position. This was her last duty prior to reassignment. Summary: 2 days prior to the incident, JM64 returned the same set of items to his locker as he had a year before. Additionally, he left a slice of cake from a staff event, forgetting that he would not be allowed to retrieve it the next day. Upon his return, he discovered that the cake was missing, and one of his work boots had been replaced with a worn leather shoe. JM64 reported a strange sense of familiarity, though this was soon replaced by disappointment at the lack of cake. Note: Incident occurred exactly 1 year after the previous. Relation to other containment activity unknown. Technician Deering is allowed to continue using SCP-5756-A, so long as he reports any other occurrences. Incident Log 5756-C. Date: 2015, September 9th. Officer of Record, R. Pinsack, Chief of Security and Containment. Summary: As per the previous year, JM64 returned his typical items to his locker. As suggested by Chief Pinsack, a digital camera was also placed within SCP-5756-A. JM64 returned to find his ID card. JM64 returned to find his ID card snapped in two. However, the pieces instead displayed an image of his brother and former researcher in applied occultism, Dr. Dougal Deering. No other items were affected, and the camera was retrieved successfully. JM64 reported frustration as he had attempted to contact his brother several times in the past decade, to no avail. Note: Analysis of the affected item demonstrates inconsistencies with standard ID cards. Namely, the photo of Dr. D. Deering appears to have been taken several years after his last known photo. Retrieved footage is restricted to level 4 clearance or higher. JM64 will be provided a new ID card, and will not be made aware of his brother's death in 2002. Incident Log 5756-D. Date: 2017, September 9th. Officer of Record, R. Pinsack, Chief of Security and Containment. Summary. This year, among his typical belongings, JM64 stored a watch in his locker. As suggested by Chief Pinsack, a pen and stationery were also placed within SCP-5756-A. Upon his return, the face of JM64's watch had been shattered, and its other surfaces scratched or dulled such that it was non-reflective. The pin was missing, and the stationery read, "I know that's not you." Note: machine analysis of the stationery detected a 92% match to Dr. D. Deering's handwriting. Update: 2017, September 10th. JM64 has been assigned a new personal storage locker. SCP-5756-J is only to be used by cleared personnel from now on. D. Ibanez, Chief of Pursuit and Suppression. Situational Security Clearance Level 57. Situational Security Clearance Level 5756-4 required for further review. Addendum 5756-2. Video transcript. Summary. The following is a transcript of the video footage retrieved from Incident 5756-C. Begin log. In A, footage remains dark as SCP-5756-A is closed. 0000. How do you actually read that? 0000? I think it's 0000, isn't it? 0012, 0013, 0015, 0020? One second, I need a drink anyway. Sorry. 0000. Footage gains a pervasive reddish hue. 0012. The locker opens. A man is seen removing an applied occultism uniform from his person and hanging it outside the camera's view. From the waist down, the uniform has emerged with a typical janitorial and maintenance outfit. 0013. The man pauses, reaching into the locker and producing JM64's ID card. He examines it, apparently upset, then covers his mouth as he begins to sob. 0015. The man appears to collect himself, slowly walking to the far side of the room. As he recedes from the camera's view, several previously obscured items become visible. These include a leather shoe, a work boot, and a moldy slice of cake. The man places the ID card on the bench alongside these items. 0020. After several minutes, the man stands up from the bench, shouting wordlessly. He retrieves another ID card from his pocket, snaps it in two, and proceeds to throw the pieces into the locker before slamming it shut. NA. Remaining footage corrupted. End log. Note: despite significant facial hair growth, the man has been identified as Dr. Dougal Deering. So I take it there's two. This seems to be a alternate reality portal, and it seems like it is connected this guy's locker to this guy who in this universe his brother's died. It's connected his locker to another universe where he died and his brother lived, and it's his brother's locker in the other universe. That seems to be what's going on here. Oh shit, Scientist Aliulo. Yeah, I'm a little scientist, Weeble. It's me, Dr. Weeble. Dr. Ulo. How you doing, Alistor? Love it when YouTube deletes my comment. What did you say? What did you say that YouTube deleted it? Unless you posted a link, in which case, yeah, YouTube auto-deletes that. 5956 shenanigans, yeah. Man in the footage is Dougal himself from another timeline called the Paradox Timeline, or TL5956-X. Oh. Neat. I assume we'll learn more about that later. Oh, stretch. Ooh, big stretch. Dougal Deering will die every year. Oh, yeesh. Kinda sad, a little sad, yeah. Feeling good. Depression is worse the past couple of days, but I'm alright right now. How about you? I'm doing alright. Felt weird all day, but that's nothing new. So, I'm sorry to hear that depression is kicking your ass. I've been there. I know it sucks. But I believe in you. Alright, this next one is less of an article and more of a tale. And it's also another in a long line of end of the world SCPs. I don't know why there's so many of them. Also, I hate this effect. That hurts my eyes. What is Dr. Weeble's advice or prescription for depression? Well, from his personal experience, it was watch a metric shit ton of people playing video games while drinking Coca-Cola. Do that for 4 months. No, that's a terrible idea. That was a terrible idea. I gained so much weight. Polyon class, yeah. Almost dropped a roll of toilet paper into the bowl. Ooh. Careful there, Freddy. Toilet paper is a very precious commodity these days. Anyway, I will not be doing the radio effect for this because it's not a recording. So I might do... Let me know. I'm going to do a quick test, so let me know how this sounds. Good evening, Dr. Dinio. What would you like to do today? Searching Lunar Site 1's database. File SCP-7699 found. Retrieving summary. File SCP-7699. Object class Apollyon. Addendum count 17. Is that an okay computer voice? Okay. Okay, good. Alrighty. Man. Alright. Take another drink. Wow, we might actually have time to add an extra SCP onto this. Or maybe a back room. Do a back room too. Although they don't do as good as SCPs do anymore. SCPs, they're back. Back rooms, not as good anymore. The hype has been lost. Anyway. Our quiet death. Begin log. Sidney Denio sits on a sizably large boulder. He stares into the distance ahead of him. His gaze is intently fixated on the planet in front of him. Several minutes pass. Denio remains unmoving. It's beautiful. Lindy Brams slowly approaches Denio from behind and proceeds to stand behind him. Yeah? Never been one to admire the view. Mind if I sit? I won't stop you. Denio shifts left. Denio shifts left as Bram settles himself on the right. Much like Denio, his gaze is fixed upon Earth. Ever wonder what it'd be like if you never joined the Foundation? Denio tilts his head towards Bram's, just enough to see his face. I do sometimes. When it's late. When I can't sleep. I'll stare at the ceiling and just, I don't know, fantasize about what might have been. Denio turns fully to look at Brams, who still wears a smile on his face. You have regrets? Brams shrugs. They're just fantasies. That's hardly an answer. Brams turns to meet Denio's gaze. Does it really matter? Well, I think it does. Fine, I'll humor you. Yes, I have regrets. He turns his gaze back to the distant Earth. A lot of them. Wished I wrote home more. Wish I didn't spend so much time studying. Wish said goodbye. And often I just wished I never joined the Foundation. Never learned about any of this. And was simply just blissfully ignorant until my end. Denio turns to face the planet once more. Bram starts hugging his knees and his smile is now noticeably absent. They sit in silence for several minutes. I have no regrets. Bullshit, you don't. Half the words that come out of your mouth are either curses or complaints. Denio smirks and shrugs. And this? Do you regret this? I did. Once upon a time. Used to think you were such an ass. All business, no play, that sort of thing, you know? And God, it irked me. Some days I'd come out here just to scream about how pissed off I was, calling you all these horrible names, wishing they'd just place someone, anyone else here with me. Denio looks down, a wide grin still on his face. I remember the day it got so bad that I just started walking. There's no way to go, of course. Anywhere away from you was better. I walked until my legs burned, and then I just sat down. I calmed down. Bram sniffles. Denio's grin fades into a slight frown. It seems so stupid now. I can't even remember what made me do that. I called you useless. Right, yeah. Yeah, that was it. You had a habit of doing that. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. Oh, it's fine, don't be. You shaped up all right in the end. They share a laugh and smile. Brams shifts himself closer to Denio. They hold hands, and Brams leans in, laying his head on Denio's shoulder. Hesitantly, Denio does the same, laying his head against Bram's own. Denio's digital display pad beeps. He looks over at it. The time reads 180754. 5 seconds. Oh. 5 seconds pass. Bright light suddenly pulses in the center of the North American continent, enveloping multiple countries in a blue-white glow. From the epicenter, several fissures, nearly 100 miles wide, rip through the Earth's crust, and large gouts of blazing red burst outwards, pouring like rain over everything it can reach. These ravines continue to widen and expand, swallowing rivers and lakes in their path as the oceans pour into the seemingly endless chasms. The Earth cracks, and the entire planet is absorbed by a blinding light. When it fades, the Earth is turning in on itself. Thousands of segments of its crusts are pulled back, crashing into one another as the molten heart of the planet's core consumes everything that falls toward it. In less than a minute, Earth has been turned into a vibrant, flaming mass. Bram starts tearing up. He begins to sob. I can't watch this. I'm sorry. Denio remains silent as Brams breaks away from their embrace and stands. Their sobbing is loudly audible until Brams turns off his helmet's microphone. Denio watches Brams make his way into the outpost, trudging along the way. Slowly, he reaches over and picks up the tablet that had been waiting at his side. He taps at it. Good evening, Dr. Denio. What would you like to do today? Search LS-01 SCP-7699. Searching Lunar Site 01's database. File SCP-7699 found. Retrieving summary. File SCP-7699. Object class Apollyon. Addendum count 17. Would you like to access this file? You have been inactive for 1 minute. Do you wish to view file SCP-7699? You have been inactive for 2 minutes, Dr. Denio. Is there anything you wish to do with this file? Delete file. This action is irreversible and will result in the permanent removal of this file. Are you sure you want to continue, Dr. Denio? Yes. Deleting file SCP-7699 from Lunar Site 1's database. File successfully removed. May I assist you further, Dr. Denio? No. Understood. Please go inside, Dr. Denio. He'd appreciate your company. Denio continues to hold on to the tablet as he turned his gaze back to the now destroyed Earth. He smiles somberly. Yeah. It was beautiful. After a few minutes, Denio looks down at his feet. He stands and begins to walk toward the outpost. In the distance, the Earth's remnants continue to burn. End log. They on the moon? Indeed, they are the only survivors of humanity because they were on the moon. They're probably about to die. Why, though? And we'll never know. Because the point of the article is it doesn't matter anymore. Another sad one, yeah. Another end of the world, it happens. You ever make an audiobook, I'd listen to it and potentially fall asleep because your voice is something else? Aw, jeez. Thanks. Well, anyway. Now that everyone's dead, how about we lighten the mood? You all want to hear my jaw get exhausted as I read? I make you do my audiobooks? Yeah, you do. Like 3/4 of the community SCP playlist is just Freddy. Be warned if you go there. You get old Alan. Time for laughs. Yep. JJJ-JJJ-J. Jobject glass. Juncontainable. There's a meow SCP. Hell yeah, brother. Alrighty. What this reminds me of. I wonder if they're related. Anyway. I might have to do retakes of quite a bit in this one. Alrighty. Jits joke. Jobjected glass. Juncontainable. JJJ-JJJ-J. Special Juntainment Procedures. JJJ-JJJ-J. Jannot G Juntained. Description. JJJ-JJJ-J. Jis Geometric Anomaly Jet affects Jinything Jet Jis Dritten Jabout Jit. Jinjander Jinglish Jext. Jajaz G ability. Jajaz G Jajaz G ability. Jajaz G ability Joja Blaze. Jajurst Jetter Jin Jenny Jerd. Jith J. The Jajonly Jexception Jiz Jin Jajor Jiggins Jith Jajowl. Jin Jitjays Jil Jav. Jaj. Jabindid Ju Dig. Jabindid Ju Jiginning Jov Jerd. I'm not editing out the mistakes in this, by the way. Jij also jazz jajekin to effect. Jij jiz do jablace Jenny Jimterial jith Jim Jabrick. Jiz Jun Clear Jow. Jin Jor. Jai Jiz Jakurs. Discovery. JJJ-JJJ-J just discovered John Jarch Jinth. 2000 Jan 20 Dree. Jit note. This just originally written as 2000 Jan 20 Dree. Jojai jiped 2000 Jan 23. She jumbers 2000 Jan 23. Duck this. John Jason Jajans were John Jason Jajans Jajald Jujajome Jov John Jan Janelle Johnson Jan Jackson Mississippi. Jared J just covered Jad Jeffrey Jervis Jov Jabil Jov Jajilding Jad Jajumd Jovered Jan Jenum Jabrick, including Jadurniture Jan Jabliances. Jared just judicially Jajub Jov Jargerin Jin Refrigerator Jabled Jajant Jaleeve Jits Jod Jutter. Foundation Jadens John Jachin investigated anomaly extensively. Jun Abel did German Jenny significant details about George and George ethodology. Johnson Jome just Jean just Jen. Johnson Jome just Jin Jurchist Jai did the Foundation. Jen just journally declared Jazz Juninhabital Junder Tander Jover Jatori Jom Genovation. Jadendum. Just Jin discovered. Only Jun affected George and the Jinglish Janguage Jiz Jacronym GIF. Wow. So that was the only one that we had today that's not a request, and I think you can see why. I found that one just so funny. Great job. Thank you, Nuglug. How are you doing? Over in Twitch chat. When I was Stroker's having one. James Jonah Jameson got tired of Spider-Man and made this. JJJ-JJ-J-J-Man. Like that one snail song. Snake meet a snurch. Gif, where's the J? GIF, GIF. The world may never know. Excuse me, I'm drowning. I took a drink and it went right down my windpipe. Jinglish jangwage. Jizjacronym. Jizjametic janomaly jet effects jennything jet jiz dritten jabout it jit jabout jit jen jander jinglish jext. Jazz jability jujablace jurst jetter jen jenny jerd jith j jajonly jexception jizjen jajur jigins jith jajowl jinjich jays jijil jav jad j javendid juja jiginning juv the juv jajurd. Into the world to j. It's like that one community SCP. 5555 55555 55555 55555 55555 55555. That one was fun. We might actually have time to fit more SCPs in. We're going way faster than I thought we would. This was the intended final one. Another joke. Started to sound like Swedish Chef. I need to learn that stipendium. Was it a cipher? I think it's called. Where they're just rapping as a Swedish Chef the whole time. I remember that one. Yeah, people found that one very funny. A short one, indeed. Thank God. All right, let's get this one read out real quick too. Is a good one to end on. Item number SCP-ZZZZ-J. Object class Short 1. Special containment procedures. SCP-ZZZZ-J is to be positioned at the end of a long night of reading SCPs in the Foundation database, where its brevity is expected to have a positive effect on the morale of weary personnel with poor time management skills. SCP-ZZZZ-J is not to contain any footnotes, test logs, timelines, Foundation lore deep dives, big fancy ACS headers, mammoth-sized data tables, addendums that throw into question the entire point of the article existing, crosslinks to related SCPs, long and meandering epistolary narratives comprised of staff emails, self-serious transcripts of O5 council meetings, bullshit login credential pages, or interview logs the length of whole damn novels. Personnel found in breach of the aforementioned protocols will be forced to read the entirety of SCP-1730. Footnote. Shit. We just broke our own protocols and shit. We did it twice with this footnote. See you on the other side of 1730, boys. As punishment. Description. SCP-ZZZZ-J is a blissfully short entry in the Foundation's SCP database. It has been likened to a nice little snack by Foundation personnel and deemed a good one to end on, as well as sweet mercy not unlike a gunshot to the head by O5 blank of the O5 Council. Interview log, Dr. Noah Bowden. Begin log. Dr. Noah Bowden scrolls through SCPs in the Foundation's database, as he has been doing for 4 hours, despite the pleas of higher-ups and loved ones. He comes across SCP-ZZZZ-J.
Ah, thank Christ, a short one.
End log. Oh, that's me! That's me! I don't have 8 hours to edit a 20-minute article. I'm just gonna read another 2-minute one and be done in an hour. That's me! For real, for real. That was me from... They really made an article about you. They did! That's me from, like, halfway through 2019, or all the way to, like, now. 1730 was the longest SCP by the time this was made. When was this made? Nope. Last March. I'm assuming that 6500 or whatever was in there. SCP Meow. Oh boy. SCP Meow. Oh boy. One second. Let me get the name. Although I'm sure I could guess if I really tried. B dash meow dash J. There's a lot of jokes now. Holy shit. Yep, that's about what I expected. Meow. Boo 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 boo. Meow. 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 Alrighty. Take a drink, lubricate my throat a little bit. Ooh. Why did I say it like that? Eesh. Alrighty. Meow. Meow number. SCP Meow-J. Meow meow. Meow. Meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Blank. Meow. Meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow meow. Meow mew meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow meow meow. Blank. Meow 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 meow. Meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Mew. Meow 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 meow. Meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Mew meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow meow meow. Blank. Meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow meow meow. Meow meow meow. Meow meow. Mew meow. Meow meow meow. Meow meow. Meow meow. Meow 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 mew meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow meow. Mew. Meow meow. Meow. Mew meow. Meow meow mew mew meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow meow. Meow meow.
Meow. Meow. Meow. Meow. Meow. Meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Mew mew meow meow. 5 mew meow meow meow. Meow meow meow. Mew meow 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 meow.
Woof.
Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Mew mew meow mew meow meow. Meow mew mew. Meow 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 meow. Meow meow meow. Meow meow.
Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
Meow meow. Meow meow mew meow. Mew meow meow. Meow meow mew meow meow meow. Mew meow 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 meow. Meow meow. Meow meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Mew. Meow meow. Would you believe me if I said that was more difficult than the J? You missed a meow earlier. No! Hello, Game and Train. Like the part where you said meow. Who's the best part? Best part. Many clips were made this night. Blink. Woof. That unironically was probably the hardest one I've read tonight. Thank God he didn't turn into a cat. You don't know that. Now commissioning a cattier Weeble. Oh, speaking of Weeble, Simon is done. So we're good to play Alan Wake after I finish Final Fantasy XIV. Nice. Oh, that was silly. Came at the right time to enjoy your readings. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy them. And yeah, you came into the perfect time. It's still only 10. I thought it would take longer than that. Let's find something else to read as well. How long would 1619 take? I know it's a long one. What, like 40, 50 minutes? Probably not even that long. You know what? 500 safes in the article? Oh my, that's a really safe article. Here's another one that has been on the read this, you lazy asshole list. Forever. But we will put this for a little bit on the back because I need to go rest my throat after the meowing. So get up, walk around, stretch your legs, get a drink, all that good stuff. We will be right back. Hey, I'm back. How do you choose what you read in what order? I take the ones that people have requested, and I put them through a randomizer list. Meow meow. Indeed, Alistair, thank you. You are very generous. I appreciate it. In conclusion, meow. Also, hello, Austin. How are you today? Alrighty. Well. Woof. I concur. Woof. I feel like if I talked like this for every stream, it'd get a little bit annoying, so I'm going to keep it to the late night streams, or maybe just the SCP streams. I feel like it'd get a little tiring after eventually. In SCP Woof-J. Wait a minute, is there one? No, we cannot get distracted. We have to work on this one. Let's go. Yep. 1 second. Alrighty. I've gone through 2 bottles of water this past 2 hours. Site 45C. Site 45C. Floor 24. SCP-1619. Level 1. Unrestricted. Containment Class. Euclid. Disruption Class. Dark. Risk Class. Caution. Assigned Site. Site 45. Site Director. Redacted. Research Head. Dr. Stuart Hayward. Assigned Task Force. Redacted. Special Containment Procedures. Entry into Floor 24 must be authorized by at least 1 staff member with Level 3 clearance or higher. Elevators on Site 45C are to be modified to restrict transport to Floor 24. If any entities originating from SCP-1619, save for Foundation domesticated SCP-1619-2-Cs, are found outside of SCP-1619, they are to be subdued and returned to SCP-1619 by any available means. If an SCP-1619-1 entity successfully subdues any individual, the victim is to remain on Floor 24, even after death. Termination may be given to affected personnel if possible, but should be carried out from a distance to prevent spread. The resulting caricature is then to be recorded in Document 1619-8. Staff are not to terminate SCP-1619-1 entities while on Floor 24, unless escape or termination through SCP-1619-2-C is impossible. Personnel are to avoid SCP-1619-2 entities when possible. If an SCP-1619-2 becomes aggressive, personnel are advised to shoot for its bulb. Personnel must wear face masks while exploring SCP-1619. Each instance of SCP-1619-2-C is to be given 1 ultraviolet light bulb every 6 days, and are to accompany personnel when exploring SCP-1619. Personnel are permitted to give individual titles to SCP-1619-2-Cs for proper training, but titles must be approved, and staff will refer to them by their proper designation number, SCP-1619-2-C-number, during reports or interviews. Description: SCP-1619 is the designation given to the phenomenon currently affecting Floor 24 of Subterranean Site 45C. SCP-1619 can only be accessed via Site 45C elevators all other methods leading to Floor 24 being sealed off and replaced with a graphite drawing of a door on the wall. Floor 24 has become a self-contained dimensional anomaly. SCP-1619 consists of various hallways, rooms, and observatories, but lacks any doors, leaving empty doorways. SCP-1619's environment contains various art supplies and furniture, primarily consisting of modern glass tables and office chairs. Sketches and documents written in French have been recovered from the desks present within SCP-1619. An end to SCP-1619's layout has yet to be discovered. Floor 24 has become a habitat for several types of sentient autonomous sculptures, grouped into two categories: SCP-1619-1 and SCP-1619-2. SCP-1619's walls and floor are covered with SCP-1619-1-A, an unidentified plant species which has the appearance and texture of canvas paper. The main threat present on SCP-1619 is identical female humanoid sculptures with a thick outer layer of waterproof paper, collectively designated as SCP-1619-1. Each instance of SCP-1619-1 is filled with a black paint, with a pH of 8.2. SCP-1619-1 entities originate from SCP-1619-1-A and are hostile to breathing subjects with a detectable heartbeat. Entities do not appear to notice or give attention to subjects until they have been spotted while breathing. SCP-1619-1 entities will emit a loud moan when terminated by personnel, which has proven to alert nearby entities. However, if killed by an unnoticed subject, the instance will remain silent. SCP-1619-2 is the collective term for a group of sentient constructs, crafted from lighting equipment. Many SCP-1619-2s resemble and behave similarly to animal species found outside of SCP-1619, such as canines, felines, vermin, and entities supposedly originating from various mythologies. See SCP-1619-2 overview. However, some SCP-1619-2 have been found to be simply autonomous industrial floor lamps. Each SCP-1619-2 is constructed mainly from steel and aluminum, is black in color, has a tail consisting of a single plug, has at least one ultraviolet light bulb to represent the instance's face, and the words Torch Bearer and A blank engraved on its back. The majority of SCP-1619-2s have a protective faceplate covering its bulb to protect it from damage. If this bulb is broken or burns out, the instance will cease movement and will lose noticeable autonomous properties. If an SCP-1619-2 is prevented from carrying out its preferred hunting methods for an extended period of time, the bulb will begin to dim, and the SCP-1619-2 will eventually cease functioning. Either the act of killing an SCP-1619-1 or breaking a light bulb is sufficient in preventing its bulb from dimming. For information on the behavioral instincts of SCP-1619-1 and SCP-1619-2, see Addendum 1619-2. SCP-1619 is believed to have originated from anomalous item number 00553. Anomalous item number 00553 was requested by Dr. Blank for research into alternative energy sources and was transferred to Site 45C's Minor Object Wing on Floor 24. Testing was done after hours and caused the disappearance of at least 3 personnel. including Dr. Blank. For the original documentation on anomalous item 0, for the original documentation on anomalous item number 00553, see Addendum 1619-1. Addendum 1619-1, anomalous item number 00553. Item description: a cylinder filament bulb which generates enough electricity to remain lit. Tungsten filament does not appear to wear out, despite its constant electrical current. Manufacturer's stamp reads A. Blank. TM. Date of recovery: 11th of blank, 1955. Location of recovery: Paris, France. Current status: transferred to Site 45. Notes: with the energy crisis around the corner, it might be beneficial to try and use this object to lighten the load a bit. Based off the notes, if we sap enough energy from the bulb, it might try and compensate to keep the bulb lit. Wouldn't hurt to test that out in a controlled environment at least. Dr. Blank. Addendum 1619-2. Behaviors and hunting methods of SCP-1619-1s and SCP-1619-2s. Organized by designation. SCP-1619-1 and SCP-1619-1-A. SCP-1619-1 instances are slow-moving, but will attempt to surround and restrain victims. Once restrained, an SCP-16-1 and SCP-1619-1 will attempt to perform cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, blowing into the subject's mouth, while occasionally stopping to apply both hands to the center of the victim's chest, repeatedly pressing down approximately 30 times before continuing to exhale into the subject's mouth. During this process, the attacking SCP-1619-1 will release paint into the mouth of the victim. The paint produced by the SCP-1619-1 will remain in the victim's stomach for approximately 1 minute before reacting to the victim's gastric acid. Typically, the victim will be released before the paint reacts, and will attempt to escape. Afterwards, it will begin to replicate itself inside the victim's stomach, doubling in quantity over a period of 3 seconds, while its pH level elevates to 14. Victims will experience major corrosive burning in the stomach, esophagus, and mouth, and will continually vomit the substance, damaging the affected areas further. Breathing will become difficult due to the swelling of the throat and esophagus, and the intestinal lining will erode, which will cause massive hemorrhaging. The paint will continue to replicate within the victim, which will kill the victim through rupture, and eventually dissolve the majority of the body. When the victim has died, SCP-1619-1-A will begin to absorb both the paint and the cadaver, preventing the paint from replicating itself and flooding the area, and providing additional sustenance for SCP-1619-1-A. Upon complete consumption, the place of death will be marked with a caricature of the victim. This caricature typically features the victim participating in an activity that he or she has enjoyed. If more than one victim is killed, their caricatures may interact with each other depending on whether or not the victims had some form of relationship prior to death. If the caricature features a victim participating in an activity that would normally require the participation of more people than just the victim, then faceless figures of varying gender will be depicted, aiding the victim while he or she performs that activity. Attempts to remove this caricature have been unsuccessful, without either painting over the caricature or destroying the wall it is attached to. Despite its hostility and hazardous nature, SCP-1619-1 are mainly considered prey by most SCP-1619-2 entities. SCP-1619-1's ineffective hunting methods, slow speed, and a lack of interest in SCP-1619-2's only make SCP-1619-1 an effective predator to organisms that have not originated from SCP-1619. SCP-1619-2-A and SCP-1619-2-B. SCP-1619-2s typically mimic the behaviors of the animal they represent. SCP-1619-2s are not actively hostile to personnel, but many can be very territorial, and may threaten Foundation personnel if approached. Entities have developed tendencies and physical traits to effectively hunt either SCP-1619-1s or variants of other SCP-1619-2s. SCP-1619-2 instances displaying tendencies to attack both SCP-1619-1 and other variants of SCP-1619-2 are designated SCP-1619-2-A. These entities tend to have sharper rims around the bowl containing their bulb, usually do not exceed 1.5 meters in height, and possess hands or paws, which are typically used for reaching around the faceplates of other SCP-1619-2. SCP-1619-2 instances that only attack SCP-1619-1s are designated SCP-1619-2-B. The constructs have a small hole in the middle of their faceplate, which releases a thin beam of light. These entities are able to focus this light through a retractable lens to create small fires. While highly effective against SCP-1619-1s, its use is ineffective against other SCP-1619-2s, and can only cause minor burns on human subjects. SCP-1619-2-Bs typically have blunt edges around the rims of their bulb, and are either large enough to defend themselves from other SCP-1619-2s, or are fast enough to outrun them as a means of survival. SCP-1619-2-C. SCP-1619-2-C is the designation given to a specific variant of SCP-1619-2, which has been selected by the Foundation for domestication in the interest of subduing SCP-1619-1s without attracting more to its location. SCP-1619-2-Cs resemble and display behavior common to most house cats, Felis catus, with the exception of being more tractable when encountered by any human or human-like being, excluding SCP-1619-1. SCP-1619-2-C are more responsive to training techniques involving fear and aversion stimuli. An SCP-1619-2-C can be identified by the 3 metal struts across its faceplate, which gives it additional protection for its bulb. The original A blank trademark, appearing on every other SCP-1619-2, has been replaced by the words dedicated to F blank, who manages to shine a light into every dark corner better than I ever could. On every SCP-1619-2-C instance, SCP-1619-2-Cs have begun to reside near known Floor 24 entry points since exploration has been conducted, and have taken to following personnel. Unless already accompanied by 2 or more SCP-1619-2-C entities. SCP-1619-2-Cs are weaker than most other SCP-1619-2, and are often considered prey by larger SCP-1619-2-As. Document 1619-8. Partial Log 9. Date found: January 16th, 1960. Number 2. Persons. 2 unknown. Description. Depicts 1 older male and 1 older woman. The man is dressed in fishing attire, while holding a fish. The man appears to be presenting this fish to the woman, who is wearing cooking attire. Date found: January 16th, 1960. Number 15. Person: 1 unknown. Description: depicts a woman between the ages of 30 to 40 years old. The woman is dressed in a large dress that was popular in the 1930s or early 1940s, and holding a volumetric flask. Date found: January 17th, 1960. Number 16. Person: 1 unknown. Description: depicts a male child 8 to 10 years old. This child is depicted having his mouth stitched together and wearing overalls and a striped shirt. The child is sitting down while petting an SCP-1619-2-C resting on the child's lap. This has been one of the 2 images where an SCP-1619-2-C has been featured. Date found: March 28th, 1960. Number 46. Person: Agent Crowley. Description: depicts Agent Crowley alongside several members wearing Foundation-issued lab coats, raising a toast to a figure playing an acoustic guitar. This instance is thought to represent Dr. Hayward. Date found: April 6th, 1960. Number 56. Person: A blank. Description: image covers the entirety of the observatory in which it was discovered. Depicts A in a toga, designing SCP-1619-2 instances, while other SCP-1619-2s aid him by handing him various types of pencils, paint, ink, and paper. Next to A is a single SCP-1619-1 entity, who has its arms wrapped around A's torso. Field Log 1619-12. On March 26, 1960, a 4-manned exploration of Floor 24 was organized by Site Director Y, with the intent of mapping out a 3-kilometer radius, as well as gathering more information on SCP-1619's origins. This group was commanded by Agent Crowley, and manned by Dr. Hayward, Agent Beck, and Dr. Sampson, along with 4 trained SCP-1619-2-C instances: SCP-1619-2-C-11, -12, -23, and -24, pictured. Agent Crowley Logs, Level 2-1619 clearance required. Begin log.
Agent Crowley speaking for day 1. We've made decent headway so far, but that's probably because we found 2 excessively long hallways. It was about a mile long, right? Yeah, 1.5 kilometer long for each hallway. And one's going north while the other's going west. We got to map out a quadrant before the day was over. Dr. Hayward got his paws on... how many? At least 12? 12 documents. 2 of them are sketches of various -2s. The rest are letters to and from A and F. From what Dr. Hayward is saying, sounds like F was having some kind of an affair with A before F's apparent husband went through some kind of tragic event that ended up costing him his life, and A was trying to get F to come back home. Both of them make references to their old age and previous status as...
redacted.
But it remains unknown how they know each other, let alone coexist, as they keep defining their condition as retirement. Warrants further study when we get back. Resistance from 1619-1s have been minimal so far. Found a total of 22, which were all hunted down by the C's very quick. The ones have been found in packs of 5 or 6 so far, usually just standing motionless before they find us. We can manage them. As for the twos, they're territorial as usual, but avoiding them is easy. They usually stick to a single room unless they're hunting, and even then they give us wide enough berth. I can definitely tell they want the C's, but they haven't attacked us yet. Like they know we'll shoot. Ah, well, whatever works. But I'm not letting them out of our sight till we're out of range. The floor's architecture has been fairly consistent so far. There have been a few different variations for rooms dimension-wise, but most seem like duplicates of each other. We haven't found any actual doors yet, so finding a safe place to set up camp has been difficult. We eventually gave up, take the room, and set up a barricade over the doorway. At this pace, I expect that we should be done scouting in a day or two.
End log. Begin log.
Agent Crowley speaking for day 2. Came across an issue today. We walked into an observatory filled with ones. Don't know who. One of us got surprised and said, "Oh fuck." Blew our cover. Don't blame him. It was a big room, and there were a lot of them. When one finds you, the rest do too. We had to run, which was risky in and of itself. These hallways are narrow and there are a lot of corners. We could run into another group of ones, or the sight of us running could be taken as a sign of hostility from it too. I must say, for something that's supposed to act like a cat, the Z's are pretty obedient. They didn't run off or lose track of us, so fortunately we still have them. We're in an unknown area right now. Everywhere looks the same. We still have the maps, so we should be fine waiting till things quiet down. Though... Guys, quiet. They're here. I'll continue in the next log.
End log. Begin log.
Agent Crowley speaking for the continuation of day 2. Recording takes place an hour and 12 minutes from the previous log. We have a problem. The ones found us. They must have known where we were hiding or noticed the barricade or something, because they found us almost instantly. They aren't actively trying to break in, but they're blocking our exits, so we can't leave. We can't let the C's lose either. As soon as we make a gap in the barricade, the ones will react and try to get in. We originally thought they left because we haven't heard anything from past the barricade, but as soon as we looked, they attacked. I think every one of those things are just staring down the barricade waiting for us to open up. I'm considering just shooting them. That could just make things worse. There are 2 entry points, one facing north, one facing east. We barricaded both, but the sound of a dying one will probably attract the rest to one entry point while we escape through the other. I think that'd be our plan B if we can't find any other way out of this. They might just get attacked by some twos, but we'll have to wait for some time before we actually try. Maybe we'll just go back to the room after a while. Till then, we're gonna have to set up camp here. If they aren't gone by then we'll have to try it.
End log. Dr. Hayward log. Level 3 clearance required. Begin log. Recording remains silent for 12 seconds.
This is Dr. Hayward, recording for day 14. I apologize for the lack of updates and unprofessionalism in these events and in this log, but we were separated from the recorder. And it's been a rough couple of weeks. Unless I guess you can say that I'm doing this for my own reasons. Basically, our escape didn't work. We went with Crowley's plan, killing one to attract the rest to our one barricade, close it and escape through the other one while the rest try to get through the first. Got some of them away, but not all. Chris, Agent Beck got out first, but was pinned by a 1. Must have found us when the first one died. By the time most of us were halfway down the hall, I looked back, saw Beck struggling to keep some of the ones off him. There wasn't much point in not shooting. If any others were coming, then they'd already be on their way. The smell of paint was strong when they were gone. Someone might have passed out if we spent any more time in that spot than we did. The C's didn't mind it. They actually did most of the work. We just got to the end of the hall and shot the couple that got too close to us. Eventually we got them all, then came Beck. covered in black and clutching his chest in pain. It looked like he needed help, and we wanted to give it to him, but we knew what they did to him. He started to get up and move towards us. He took off his bags and tried to hand them to us, but he started coughing up blood, which turned vomiting paint. We left him. We had to. We couldn't save him or just end it. We knew what was going to happen, so that was why. He was too dangerous to be around. We couldn't even get the supplies he was carrying because he probably got paint on the bags. That ended up screwing us because Beck was our cartographer. Those bags he was carrying had the maps, fair portion of our food, and this recorder in them. We called off the mission after that. From then on, our focus was just getting back to the entry point, which was about 2.5 kilometers away. We started the trip back, but after a while, I heard Crowley yell. I looked and I saw her ripping off her pant leg. We found out that the paint had gotten through her pants and reached her leg. I'm not a medical doctor, but it looked bad. The paint was already causing her leg to liquefy. It was starting to drip down her heel. So Samson and I got her to a chair. Samson said that urine would help get that stuff off her. We didn't have enough water to drink, let alone enough to wash the paint off without getting some on the one washing. But if urine could save her life, so be it. It worked as far as the paint went, but she lost a lot of flesh. Samson had to be able to do something, anything to help. He told me that we couldn't do much else. We bandaged her up, managed to stop the bleeding and prevented her from going into shock, but Samson was already talking about amputation if we got back to the elevators in time, and if we didn't, we had very little to sterilize the wounds with. At best, probably had a week. I felt sick. Couldn't even listen to him anymore. I'll admit my relationship with Crowley was more than just professional. She was my partner for over
blank.
years. We went through the same shit. When things changed, we made each other feel human. I did everything I could to find the elevators, but I wasn't sure if we were getting closer or farther, or if we passed it. I didn't sleep for a while, and Crowley's wounds were getting worse. The whole leg began to swell after a few days. Then it started turning black. Crowley's leg started smelling terrible, like a corpse. Samson said it was gangrene. I did not need to know the things he told me. He stood there and told me, right in front of her, that her leg was dying, and that it would be better at this point if we just put her down, like she was some kind of goddamned animal, as if she wasn't there in the room, like she had no say in it. Didn't feel comfortable leaving her alone with him after that. Samson kept trying to convince me that Crowley wasn't going to survive this, but how could she not? She's seen worse. How could she die from something so minor?
Recording remains silent for 6 minutes.
You know, I remember before we couldn't leave Site 45. She used to scout out information, mainly by interviewing people undercover. I told her what information we needed, and we'd find a way to say it without raising suspicion. She taught me some tools of her trade, and I taught her some of mine, mainly how to spot the kinds of things we hunt. Got so good at it she could practically find something wrong on sight. I guess we were some kind of paranormal twist on Bonnie and Clyde.
Recording is silent for 1 minute, 24 seconds.
Killed her. I know he did. I went out to check out a one that he told me about, and I came back to him leaning over Crowley, who just so happened to die while I was out, bruises around her neck. I should have killed him right there. Instead, I told him to just get out before I did the same to him. I just didn't want to see him again. He probably did it because he felt she was slowing him down and was afraid that we wouldn't make it if she was there. He did as asked and left us going off with C11 and C12. Good. I hope he got mauled by a lamp. I stayed with Crowley for a while. Watched as she sank through the floors, looked up to see a drawing. Suppose the floor must have still been active from the paint on Crowley's leg. Or something. You know, that was the most peaceful way I've ever seen someone go. Maybe it was just because we had the same expression for everything. But as she sank through, she only looked like she was just sleeping. When I looked up, saw the drawing take form, I didn't really know how to react. Whether to cry or to feel nostalgic. Crowley looked like she was having the time of her life. It obviously took place in the rec room. She was raising a toast. Well, something that's supposed to represent me was getting ready to play for the small group of people going through the same shit. The Codeneers gave it away. Yes, that was my closure. Not many people get that. The confirmation that their favorite thing to do was to sit there and hear your shitty songs while messing around in a bar. I'm still mad. Still wish she could come back. If I was given the opportunity to get her back, believe me, I would in an instant. And I would beat the hell out of Samson if I saw him. But I don't care what happens to him. Let him starve, let him find his way back and rot. I don't care. I eventually decided to leave and at least try to keep on going, but I had no idea whether I was going the right direction or not. I had vague memories of what direction we were going before this went wrong. But my goal was to find one of the really long hallways that we found earlier. Maybe if I at least found one of those, then I could trace our steps. I walked around for a few days. I was getting hungry. I already ate the rations Samson forgot to take with him. I was about to run dry on water, so... What happened next? I am so sorry. You have to understand, I was desperate. While searching, I looked inside a room, and I found someone with a 1. The 1 wasn't attacking him or me, but the man, he was just sitting there, staring at the floor. I went up to him to ask who he was, if he was all right. That must have surprised him. Guess that's kind of natural when you're stuck in a place like this. But he didn't react to me as I thought he would. He introduced himself as A. In other words, the person whose name's been etched all over the place. We talked, but I couldn't help ask about me getting out. He chuckled a bit, told me he wanted to make me an offer. I apologized for even talking to him after that, but he offered me food so I could just hear him out. I wouldn't have done this under other circumstances. When I finished, he said that he'd give me a map leading back to the site. And guaranteed my continued survival, but he wanted me to kill him. I wasn't expecting to hear this. He said that he tried to do it himself, but that the only way it would work was if something else did it for him, while something was eating him away from the inside. I felt compelled to ask why he wanted this, and he told me that F threw herself off a bridge in Paris and drowned herself.
Blank.
Years ago. I asked him why it worked with her and not him, and he told me it just doesn't work the same way. They had different origins, so they had different rules. I agreed to it, and he gave me a knife laced with some kind of red fluid, told me to stab him in the heart after he killed the 1, and drank the pain. I did as I was told, and with that, he died like you or me. I found the map in his hands and left before he got too bad. I didn't want to see another person go through that again. At the time of recording this, I'm finding my way back. I must have gone in a circle before I found A because I was close to the place I found our missing bags. Paint did get on the bags, but the recorder was fine. I'm starting to see more C's around, so I'm going to start recording, focus on finding the elevators. Again, stating for the record, I apologize for my unprofessionalism, but I got nothing left to say.
Closing statement. Dr. Hayward has been placed on administrative leave since the conclusion of Exploration 1619-12. Members Dr. Hayward claimed to be deceased have been confirmed dead. But Dr. Sampson has yet to have been located. Investigations of the involvement and deaths of A and F are ongoing. Possible links to suicides in Paris documented blank years ago are under review. A 40-minute article. Damn, I was about right. There's about right in it. This was fun. Kind of felt like a back room, if I'm being honest. A good one, though. I wonder if it's related to anything else. I assume it's part of like a world story, whatever they're called, continuity, something like that. That's my assumption, anyway. Anyway, we've been reading for 2.5 hours. My throat is dead. And I gotta get this audio processed so that it is good to start getting worked on tomorrow. Oh, I'll be working on these for the next couple days on my own. Anyway, we are going to go back to Final Fantasy XIV tomorrow. At some point, hopefully. We're going to finish we're going to do Heaven's Word 3.3, which should finish the whole Dragon Song War thing. And then 3.4 and 3.5, we can finish that in another day or two. And then on to Alan Wake. Yippee! Too much meows. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Blank meow. Indeed. Alrighty. I'm gonna get this audio processed, and then I'm gonna head home. Thank y'all for hanging out. Hope you had a good time, because I certainly did. Y'all have a good night. And I'll see y'all later. Whoa.